Thank you for having me here. My mission is to help inventors get their product ideas into the market. Now, today's seminar is going to be on invention marketing. Okay? I'm going to show you some steps that you can take right today and get your product into the market. Okay? By the way, has anyone heard the term the real McCoy by any chance? You ever hear of that? You ever wonder where that came from? Well, it turns out there was an inventor back in the 1800s. He was a young man and lived in the United States. Then he immigrated to Canada. Then he went to Scotland to actually learn about machinery engineering. Came back. Now, it turns out in the 1800s, when they had machines for production purposes, they were creating new parts and all these kind of things. What they had to do, they had to shut their machines down to maintain them, to lubricate them, oil them, all that kind of stuff. So he had the idea to say, hey, why not have the machine keep running as it's doing the production? So he ended up coming up with like 57 different patents and really interesting devices. Now, by the way, his last name was McCoy. And what would happen is that knockoffs started showing up. Other people started producing this same type of product in their machinery. And his was superior. So people would come in and ask, hey, by the way, is the real McCoy in there? So that's how that came about. Now, the lesson learned is, one, is that the invention itself saved those companies a tremendous amount of time. Okay? They didn't have to shut the production line down. They could just keep going. So you can imagine the benefit of that. Also, he didn't invent the whole system. He just added one piece to that. Okay? So keep that in mind. Now, inventors often come to me and they say, look, I've got an idea that I think is patentable. And I say, great. But what you want is an invention that is marketable, something that is going to generate a profit, something to be able to fend off competition. Okay? Now, I'm going to give you a couple examples of some patentable versus marketable products. Now, here is a apparatus for simulating a high five. Okay? So imagine you are alone and you get excited. Maybe there's a sporting event, right? And then you've got no one to high five. What are you going to do? Well, here's a device that will help you do that. Now, you all have one of these, right? No? No one has it? He's got a patent on it. Well, let's try another one. Okay. This is a gravity-powered air conditioning shoe. Okay, there's all kinds of plumbing inside the shoe. And, on a hot day, what are you going to do? Your feet are sweating. Now, again, he's got a patent on this. Now, how many people have one of these? No one. I'm surprised. Okay, let's try one last one. Okay. This is a greenhouse helmet. Okay. It's very clean air here, but imagine if you're in a smoggy area and you're short on oxygen, this could be a problem. So here's an invention of a helmet. It's got plants inside there to keep you breathing comfortably, right? Now, and of course, you all have one of these too, right? No? Okay. Well, again, it's patented, but maybe there's something else to it. Okay. So here's what we're going to cover today. Invention pitfalls, the roadmap from idea to success, and the role of marketing and market research. We're going to test for marketability. There's 3 steps for that. We're going to cover one today. That's the self-evaluation. And we're going to talk about how the customer thinks. And getting into retail. How do you go about doing that? And marketing communications. Now, I like this quote. It says, if the automobile had followed the same development cycle as the computer, a Rolls-Royce today would cost $100 and get 1 million miles to the gallon and explode once a year, killing everyone inside. Okay. So, interesting.